So after day one at Disneyland, I realized something. The sling bag, Vertx Go Sling setup that I brought, honestly, it was overkill. And a lot of you guys in the comments were 100% right. So for day two, I took that feedback and I downsized to the Everyday Fanny Pack Plus by Vertx. And honestly, I think this was the better move. What's going on, guys? Mikey Messina here with Mikey Daily Carry. Welcome back to the channel. If you watch my Disneyland EDC setup video, you already know I originally brought the Vertx Go Sling 10 liter. And while I still think it's a solid bag, after a full day in the park, I realized I really didn't use most of what I packed. So for day two, I decided to narrow everything down to only what I actually use and transferred it all into my Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack Plus. And honestly, the experience was way better. So first, let's talk about the bag. This is the Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack Plus. I've done a Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack video in the past. I'll link that in the description down below. And I rocked it as a traditional fanny pack throughout the day and immediately noticed a difference. Lighter carry, less bulk, easier to move in and out of comfortable crowds. It's better on rides, and I have easier access to my essentials because we already had a dedicated family bag, which I had stated, that carried all the snacks, kids essentials, and I didn't need the extra just in case stuff anymore. So this right here was an absolute game changer. Now, what did I learn? One thing is that at Disneyland, every ounce matters. When you're walking around all day, standing in lines for long periods of times, getting on rides, maneuvering through crowds, carrying extra stuff you actually don't use starts to get annoying and very cumbersome. And that's exactly what happened with my original setup. So instead of carrying for what ifs, I started carrying for reality. This right here is the black color of the Everyday Fanny Pack Plus. I'm just going to show you how I loaded this out. Now, I do want to state that the pants that I wore also both days were a complete game changer as well. And I actually was rocking the Vertx Trail Slacker pants, which had pockets. It's kind of like a slimmer cargo style pant, but it's breathable and it's really easy to maneuver, and you don't get that wicking feel for a whole day of being at a Disneyland park. So that was clutch because that's where I had my camera, that's where I had my phone, keys, wallet, all that stuff stayed in there, chapstick as well, extra camera gear. I actually ditched the DJI bag and I actually just brought the accessories that I used during day one. That was all in the pants. Now, what did I rock in the bag? So first off, as you can see here, I have my handy dandy Tale of Knives MPU. This is an absolute favorite of mine. I use this every single day, no joke. Only thing that rotates is the gear inside. Obviously, I didn't have my multi-tool with me. I left that in the car along with a pocket knife and pepper spray, because those are the prohibited items, which I talk about in my first video. But I did have a pen, and this right here is the Bolt Action Slim Copper Tactile Turn pen. And I also had my flashlight, and this right here is the Olight Arc Pro with my logo right there in the front. That I kept on the hip. It's funny because one of the security guards was like, "You leave the multi-tool in the car?" Like, he knew what this was, so that was pretty cool. So the bag itself. This right here is the Everyday Fanny Pack Plus. Now, I like it because it's very minimal. It gives you Lululemon vibes, but it's not. It's like Lululemon with a twist of tactical, you know? So in the front, I packed a charging cable. So this right here is a USB-A / USB-C end to a USB-C end as well. And then I had some hand sanitizer. And now these are things that I actually used from day one, which I just put in here and compiled in this fanny pack. I also got some lotion, and over on this side I have gum, but in here I actually have these wisps, so little toothbrushes. So there's still gum in there, but I also have like floss in here as well. So I got like 2 or 3 of each that I have in this 72 pack of pure gum. And so I didn't have to carry a whole pack of floss or a whole pack of the wisps. I was just able to put those items in here, keep a slimmer profile. I also have now 1 left, but I had 2 liquid IVs, used one at the park. And then I had some hauls. This right here is a windscreen for my Rode wireless micro, which I actually had in my pocket, so I didn't have it in the bag. And then I have my Anchor wall charger power bank in there as well, hence the USB-C cable. And that's pretty much all I had in this front pocket. So if you look in here, you got this pretty much like dump area in the front, and then you got like 2 mesh pockets right here. So now moving into the main compartment, it just opens up like so. So this is also one of my dedicated CCW bags, and that's where I have this rapid access pull tab right here, which actually came standard with the bag. So you can rip that open and get access to your firearm on the inside, but obviously at Disneyland I'm not going to carry no firearm. But I did take this BAPL from one of my Ghost backpacks, or maybe one of my other Gamut backpacks, and then I used it to secure my power banks, because I did actually use my power banks for not only myself but family that I was with. So I had my Nightcore NB Gen 4, NB 10,000 Gen 4 power bank in there. Again, this has the USB-C to USB-C charging cable that acts as a lanyard. And then I had my Anchor power bank with a dedicated Apple Watch charger section and an attached USB-C cable. So this thing came in clutch as well, because both days I was rocking my Apple Watch Ultra 2. By the way, second day I walked 18,740 steps. First day I walked a total of 13,000. Where that extra 5,000 steps came from at Disney California Adventures compared to Disneyland, which is like 4 times bigger, I don't freaking know. But we had more steps the second day. So that's what I got in that main compartment. And then in the backside, my wallet. It's all I have in that section there. There's no organization back there. And this is all loop panel, so you can put any hooked accessories on there. So that's pretty much what I packed in this bag. So why did this setup work better for me day 2? Well, honestly, I think it's because we already had a dedicated family bag. Personally, you want to stay lightweight and you're mainly carrying personal essentials. You want quicker access to. You don't want a bag that you're constantly taking on and off like I had to do with the Sling. That was probably the most cumbersome thing about it. You want just a simplified experience. There's a lot of chaos because there's so many people. We went on a freaking Tuesday. Felt like a weekend. Just didn't make sense. But don't get me wrong. The Ghost Sling still has its place. But for me personally, once I figured out what I actually needed at Disneyland, like halfway through the day, the fanny pack just made more sense. And honestly, I think that a lot of people overpack for Disneyland. I definitely did day 1, but I learned my lesson. So if you're planning to take a trip to Disneyland and already have a dedicated family bag set up, I definitely recommend checking something out like the Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack Plus, which I'm an affiliate for. I also have a discount code. I'll have it linked down below along with the items I just went over, because sometimes smaller really is better. But let me know in the comments. Are you team backpack? Are you team fanny pack? Are you team sling? Let me know. My name is Mikey Messina. This is Mikey Daily Carry. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Waka pack.